right. Hello, everyone. Oh, people are still getting connected to us. Wi-Fi has got to be the best wherever you are. So I want to thank everyone for taking the time to be with us because we have a number of people from the East Coast. Oh, I call it the right coast. We're on the left coast. Anyway, so I'd like to just take 1 minute for each, 30 seconds for each person to introduce yourself. Just say who you are, what your interest is, and if you have a business or a practice, to tell us what it is. So let's start with Ruth. Ruth, are you there? Okay, well, maybe Sylvia, you can start.
I'm almost regret that I put myself on video all of a sudden.
No, we want to see you.
Okay, well, I'm Sylvia Swilley, and actually, in terms of my interest for this call, because of some of the nonprofits that I work with, I just wanted to see if there was something I could learn that might make me more useful to the nonprofits that I serve.
Excellent. All right, very good. Okay, all right, Ruth, are you there? Okay, how about Rebecca? Can you share with us?
Sure. Hopefully you can hear me. I'm
Yes.
joining from my phone. Great. My name is Rebecca. I am located in the Seattle area, not quite the East Coast. I work as a content marketing analyst for a small financial firm. So hoping to learn a bit more.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thank
Nicole.
you.
Nicole, can you share with us who you are and what your practice or business is?
I'm Nicole Middendorf, and I own Prosper Well, which is in Minneapolis. On TV Weekly, written 5 books, and just always on LinkedIn, you name it, podcasts, everything. And so anything that says content, I'm always interested.
Excellent. Excellent. Thank you. Idel de la Peña.
Hi, my name is Idel. I am in San Diego, California. I found Urban Wealth Management when I was looking for someone to help me with my finances. And then I've been following, the email newsletter since then. And yeah, I'm a marketing consultant on the side. My full-time job is monetization at like a technology company. And I do specialize in content marketing, but I always am looking to expand my skill set. So happy to be here.
Excellent. Thank you for taking the time. All right. Okay.
So sorry. I'm using my phone. I tried to unmute, but it didn't work. I was talking myself. Okay. My name is Ruth, and I'm in Los Angeles. I'm a nursing student, going for my BSN right now, and I'm interested in real estate. So I really don't have any practice yet. I'm just here to learn and observe. So yeah, I'm happy to be here.
Excellent. Thank you. Awesome. Joanne.
Hello, I'm Joanne Lee, and I'm from Wilmington, Delaware. So I am on that great coast. So I have been with Renee for many, many years, and I'm very close to retirement. And I will probably, I'm the Vice President of Human Resources for a beer distributor back here right now, but I've experience in Los Angeles and Long Beach and oil production and credit unions, and I will hopefully be consulting here in about 1.5 years.
Yes, we were laughing about that. I said, yeah, we know when you retire, you're going to be bored. You want to do something. And so consulting, so this is great timing. So you'll have an opportunity to start focusing on what you need to do to promote your skill sets, which are amazing. All right.
Thank you.
Cecilia. Hopefully I'm saying it right.
Okay, yes, hi. Yes, my name is Cecilia Storay, and I'm here in in Michigan, suburbs of Detroit.
All right.
And I am the owner of Gift Boutique Everyday Inspirations in Southfield, Michigan. My inspiration, excuse me, all my items that I sell are inspirational. And I also am an insurance broker, life insurance broker, specializing in high risk people that are normally not able to be placed at your traditional companies. So I am here to learn, and just I'm always open to learning more information, and that's why I'm here.
Awesome. Thank you. This is great. We got a lot of people outside of California, outside of the Love Coast. Shanadora.
Hi everyone. I'm Shanadora Hollis. I'm the founder and owner of Back on Course Educational Services. We're an educational support services business with the emphasis on supporting those that are underrepresented in the STEM workforce. So African Americans, Latinos, and Native Americans. I heard about the webinar today, probably surfing the web. I'm currently located in Sacramento, but originally from Washington, D.C.
Awesome.
Thank you for joining.
Irma.
Hello. Hi, this is Irma Elsie. I am a, Renee has been my financial advisor for many years, and I am a native Los Angelino, but I am currently living in Memphis, Tennessee, but I'm currently driving in Southern California. So,
oh, you are? Oh,
yeah,
I hope I can see you.
I'm on my way to the beach, ladies. I'm sorry, but I'm going to listen to the entire webinar. But yeah, I'm here to learn and grow. And I work as a part-time director for television and for film and stage, and part-time retiree. Okay.
Small part-time retiree, I know. Awesome. Well, good. I'm glad to hear that you're here. All right. Yolanda.
Hello, everyone. I am Yolanda from Los Angeles, and I'm a real estate agent, also a loan signing agent, and I am an author of 2 faith-based books, and I got connected with Renee through my sister in Christ, Carol Jones. So I'm excited to be here and to learn.
All right. Excellent. And good timing for you. I'm sure you are super busy in the real estate industry right now.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Lisa. Lisa Hilton. We'll come back to you. Catherine.
Hi, my name is Catherine Duffick. I currently reside in Ventura, California. My day job, I'm an operations analyst at a broker-dealer up in Carpinteria. And on this side, I have my own photography business, and I also am a Zumba instructor. So those are my 2 side things that I do. So I love those because it's very in person and building relationships. So that's pretty much how I market myself the most. And I guess a little bit of social media, but I think that's my favorite part is word of mouth and talking to people.
All right, excellent. Well, you're going to get some good tips here, I'll tell you. Maria. Maria, there you go.
Yes, hi, good evening. I'm Maria, very passionate about wellness and education. I enjoy writing, and I do projects that ignite positive change in women's lives. I'm here to gain more insights about today's webinar.
Awesome. Thank you. Very good. Thank you.
Thank
Lisa, we saw that you left and you came back. There you go.
Yeah, sorry about that. I was having some trouble. Yeah, my name is Lisa Hilton. I am the founder of lisahilton.com. I help entrepreneurs invest in tax-efficient real estate investments.
Awesome.
And I am based in Los Angeles. And I know I heard about this through Desiree.
Okay. All right. Awesome. Okay. Does anybody else want to raise their hand? Do we get everybody's comments, notes? Okay, I think so. All right. Well, thank everyone for your time. This is interesting because we got tapped out with a lot more people that had signed up for this. So everything is being recorded And so we will definitely be sending everything out. Many of you know me as Renee Norse, founder and CEO of Urban Wealth Management. We have a great speaker, Desiree Doubrox, who I'm going to share some content with you. So for many of you who have, this might be your first time that you have been on our Smart Women Savvy Money group. We host these on a monthly basis. And because all women are smart, we want to make sure that you are savvy about handling your financial life. So our webinars are held on the last Thursday of the month, except during the holidays, although we'll change that up because we know we are all super busy. But here's where you'll be able to see where our next upcoming webinars are going to be. And the cool thing is, because we are smart women, we want to make sure that we stay that way as well. So Desiree has got some great content that we'll be sharing with us. Next month, we have a great speaker who's a stylist who's going to tell you how you can look cute during this pandemic, even if you have to wear a face mask. And so that is going to be a perfect talk. In June, we're going to have a revisit of our vision board play shop that we had back in January. And many of the people that attended that said, oh, we really want to find out, are we on task with meeting our goals for what we laid out here on our vision board? And that's going to be really interesting. So whether you were participating in that one or not, there were a few of you who were on there. Please feel free to come on board and put together your vision board. So we're going to be having a great turnout with that. Now, next, I do want to introduce you to Desiree. Many of you know her. I've known Desiree, quite some time. We were just talking about this recently, and I would say it has probably been, at least 15, maybe 20 years.
Yeah, about 20 years.
Yeah, long time. Okay. And Desiree is such a trailblazer. She's been an entrepreneur since she was 12 years old. So what you're going to learn from her is going to be amazing, to put that into place. One of the things that I think is so amazing is this business that she has called Homework. And it is sort of like a Airbnb, if you will. And you can correct me on this, Desiree, but it's women-owned homes or apartments where she rents it out. They rent it out to women who are traveling on a vacation or they're working, but they have a place that they can stay inside and they can connect with other women. In addition to that, she has a monthly magazine called Success, Cutie Pie. And this comes out and it's online, which is amazing because when you are on this, you can flip the pages and go from one page to the next. There's plenty of interviews with other women, and she hosts something pretty much every day. So that's a full-time job, but it does make a big difference in terms of the ability to promote who and what she does. So with that said, I'm going to turn it over to her because you're going to learn a lot. And I'm going to be taking lots of notes too.
Well, thank you. I want to give everyone a round of applause for showing up tonight. How's that?
Yes.
Give a round of applause because they say that's 100, I feel that's 100% of success is showing up. And I'm so glad to meet all of you. I'm glad that you're able to share what you're doing because this way I can talk to you and we'll be talking at you. So as Renee said, I've been in business for myself since I was 12 years old, so I've never had a job. So what I'm sharing with you are things that I've learned from experience, and I believe experience is the best teacher. So it's not necessarily a class or a certification, it's just things that I've found over and over again. Each time I've done a business, I've found these things to be helpful. I'm going to go through a lot of the information. I wish I could go into really a lot of detail, but I know my objective tonight is to share with you all the different things that are possible. And then with that, we can always have other opportunities to be able to go deeper. But as I share these different things, think about what's applicable to you. Think about what's going to make the difference with you. So we have a program called The Power of Seven. And they say it's that because of 7 different mediums that you can connect with people, that you can share content with. And we're going to go through each one of those different mediums. And I'll give you some examples of ways you can share. But again, I want you to think, okay, I can do that. I can do that because I love to do that. I can do that because my clients will love that, or because this just comes natural for me. So as Renee said, I think I was born an entrepreneur. Again, I've been in business since 12 years old, selling candy at the schoolyard, from modeling schools to dance schools to a women's organization called An Empowered Woman. That was 2007. And then most recently, I started Homework, which is where you can live where you work where you live, anywhere in the world. So we call it Airbnb meets WeWork. And each business that I do, I utilize these same methods, these same things to be able to build the business. And that's the same thing I'll be able to share from you. So the first thing, let's see, our content marketing. So backing up to what content marketing is, some people think of it primarily as a buzzword, but what it means is that it's a strategic marketing approach focused on creating and distributing valuable, relevant, and consistent content, including videos, podcasts, blogs, and seminars, to attract and retain a clearly defined audience and ultimately drive them to a profitable customer action. So if you have content and you share it consistently in any one of these mediums, you can build a community. And eventually that community will want to, you'll be able to enroll them into whatever your product is. So clearly defined audience is the one I want you to see here. You need to be very clear who your audience is, who's your avatar. And I know people say, well, I have a lotion, it's good for people to have skin. The more narrow, the more focused you are, the more powerful you're going to be. So do not feel that you need to service the world with everything. Think of what your avatar, how I determine that is like, who says yes right away to your proposals? So who's the first person that says, sure, they get what you're doing, they get the pricing, there's no hesitation there. And they're the first ones to pull out the credit card and purchase or acquire what you're offering. So who do you want more of is what I say. So one of the first ways of being able to contact people or connect with people is through your written word, becoming an author. And the reason why I use there's 4 things specifically, the writing, the audio, your video, and your live, is based on the NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, which means that people respond and they enroll in different ways. Some of them will want something that you're going to read and they're going to respond to that. Some of them will want to hear you over and over on a podcast. They'll respond to that. Some of them will be video, and some will be like and touch you, not until they actually meet you, they actually enroll. So your written word, being an author, can be from your blogs. It could be on and offline, which means you can do a digital magazine like it is, or it can be offline. It could be through newspapers or newsletters. It could be the magazines. It could be ebooks. You can sell chapters of an ebook. So say, for example, when we do our programs, we do it in chapters, and that way you distribute those chapters, and that could be a report, that could be a tip for sales, but it's used for lead generation. So think about what you can get together, what you can write, what you can put in that format, in a written form, to be able to distribute, that would be able to enroll people. And anyone, if you're more than welcome to mute yourself if you feel there's going to be some background noise. So people say, okay, what am I going to write? I'm on all these different industries. Okay, I heard someone from the real estate industry, from marketing industry. I say one of the easiest ways to start is what are your 12 most commonly asked questions? What are questions that people are always asking you? And the reason why you want to start there, because I believe Google is my king. And Google, as people go to Google to look for things, usually it's what, when, where, why, who, how, things of that type. So if it's a question that's there, when do you go to Google? When you went to Google the last time, what were you doing? What did you look for? You probably were looking for either a restaurant or a store, or how to do this, how to do that. So if you have those answers, there's those questions that are commonly asked, and you have those answers, when people go to Google it, they'll find you. So that's the whole objective, is not for you to go and build your business and try to find people. Build your business, position yourself so that people will find you. So in real estate, okay, what's the price point of what's luxury houses in Los Angeles? if you're talking about luxury houses, if that's your market, if that's your avatar you want to attract, then you're going to have articles, you're going to have things, answer a question about that and the answer to that to position yourself as the expert in that industry. So whatever industry you're at, whatever industry you're doing, think of the 12 most commonly asked questions. And if you don't know what they are, then simply go to Google and start Googling questions, about the price points or how to get started, or how do you select the best realtor, or how do different things, things that you would ask, go there. And Google will show you not only the questions and the people that are asking that question, the amount of people that ask that question, sometimes it's hundreds of thousands or millions, but they'll also give you a list of other questions that people ask. So when we have our Power 7 program, where I have an intensive that I coach people for 2 days, that's one of the first things we do is we go and look at Google and see what the questions are, but see what else they are asking. And that gives us our topics to talk about. You can talk about something random and may hope that somebody was interested in it, or you can talk about something that people are searching for every single solitary day. And it's just a matter of time they're going to find you, especially if you're there with a written word, an audio, a video, and something that's be a live event. So just think of that. That's an easy way to start. The reason why I say 12 is because that can give you 12 months of content. If you say this month, I'm going to talk about this month, I'm going to talk about that, you can always elaborate and then break it down from there, but it gives you 12 months. If you want to do your whole calendar year of content, that's it. You can always change it out if it's necessary, but it gives you that. Also gives you 12 chapters. If you wrote an article, 12 different articles, that gives you a chapter to a ebook, because you have your opening, your closing, your testimonials, other things. So you've got an ebook. So you can actually do 12 different articles, share them, see what the response is, edit them. The ones that are good, keep them for your book. The ones that are not, maybe tweak them a bit. But there's many different uses you can use it, and it doesn't take that long to be able to do that. So it's a great way to start. So the magazines, I love the magazine in the sense that what she showed you, because of the fact that it's, one, very easy to do. Two, it's very inexpensive. It doesn't cost a lot. You get a template, you pay $50 or $60 a month. And if you have the talent yourself to be able to do it, or you can get someone to do it, but it's this very inexpensive way to promote yourself. One, it's wonderful for everyone who's written a book. That's really good, and it's great credibility. But even a magazine, being a publisher of a magazine is even, has even more legs to it. Let's put it that way. Why? One, 24/7, accessible 24/7, wherever you are, it's accessible. You can just access it. So if you don't have that book beside you or with you or on you, you can still access the information. Worldwide, every corner of the world, if they have access to internet, they have access to your magazine. So they have access to your information that you have, that you're sharing with them. And it's in evergreen. It's going to be around forever. Again, you don't have to worry about, unless it's not going to get lost, stolen, or worn. It's going to be there as long as you keep it up in live. So it's going to be there. It's internal. What's also good about it, you have multiple of mediums. Okay, we have videos, we have podcasts, we have the articles. You can have all different types of activities. So it's longer engagement. When someone's reading the book, they're going to read that book, but they're not videos, not watching videos, not listening to podcasts, they're not there. So the longer you can have someone into your world, you can have them in part of your content, whatever it is, then the longer they are going to develop that know, like, and trust factor for you. The one big thing about it is the fact that you can do it monthly, quarterly, annually. You can do it as often, as much as you want, but still you're always going to be that publisher of that magazine. It's a great calling card. It gives you an opportunity to extend yourself, the invitation to anyone to be on your cover or be in your magazine. So it's a great way to be able to contact someone that you don't want to that you can't contact otherwise, rather, to say, I'm offering an opportunity to interview them for my magazine, or to highlight them in my magazine, or showcase my magazine. So it's a great way that you can take your best clients, you can take some best sponsors, you can take your best friends, you can do whatever you want from that point, but you're able to really extend yourself and give yourself a platform. And people, we haven't had anyone that would say no to being able to do that. Again, as I mentioned, it's easy, but the most powerful thing about it that is supersedes even the Super Bowl, which is the most expensive advertising there is that call to action. They can click here to sign up for that. They can click here to download this. They can click here to purchase this. Most people have their credit cards on file, so they don't even have to get out of their chair to get their wallet. They can actually just click and purchase something right from their couch. So people can actually click to subscribe, to download, to get free this, to get up for that. So it's a great way that people can immediately, even if you pay and watch the Super Bowl, you see the ads, but you can't opt in for anything at that moment, so this is something people can immediately opt into. Because of that, it's a great vehicle to get advertising and get sponsors, and to also incorporate your affiliates in there. So sponsors want things where people can, yes, not only see it and read it and hear about it, but they can actually click and buy or click and get a sample. So we've used examples where some of the companies want to just build their leads. They want to build leads. And so they'll simply say, here, click here to get a free makeup kit, to get here, that they can do that. Now they've got the person's contact information, and people's person is happy because they have a product in return. You can't do that in a lot of other mediums in this way. So that's why it's one of my most powerful things. And you can make all the things that I'm showing you that you can make $100,000 or more, many times millions of dollars with different vehicles. And I'm going to show you some examples when people are doing just that. So that you can take this and actually put all your content, put everything in it, and run with it. So that's some of the ideas of the written world. You can do the same thing with blogs, are really good, but the magazine kind of encompasses everything. Podcasts, podcasts are very, very popular. Now they are just growing like crazy. This podcast, what it is, the definition, I'm moving this little thing around. A podcast is an episodic series of spoken word digital audio files that a user can download to a personal device for easy listening. Streaming applications, podcasting services provide a convenient and integrated way to manage a personal consumption queue across any podcast sources and playback devices. That's according to Wikipedia. So most of us know podcasts. You see them, they're on Spotify, they're on Google, they're on iTunes, they're on multiple different mediums that you can use. Even a lot of the automobiles now have them. And the difference is, some people say, well, what's the difference between a podcast and radio? Well, radio you listen to, and even if you use some of the Pandora stations, you kind of get what you get. Where a podcast, you can say, I want to listen to everything by Urban Wealth, or I want to listen to everything by so-and-so, and you get their channel. You get and listen to all their different things, and you're notified. You can subscribe to it. When you subscribe to it, you're notified each time a new one comes up. So you didn't have, it was no camera for me. I like it because there's no makeup. So it's no camera, no makeup required, but people are now doing them on video. They're doing them on Zoom, which is video and the audio. You can do it on Zoom, and that way you have the video for your YouTube and you have the audio for your podcast. So you kind of get two for one. So for example, people love podcasts because, again, the same thing is that it's really very, very, very low entry, easy to get, it's inexpensive to start. Again, you can just use a Zoom. If you have a Zoom, you want to get started with a Zoom, you can use a Zoom to your podcast. It's a process. You get a server and you distribute it, but there's programs where it's just really easy. Just put it in and it's done. And I recommend, if you're considering that, to go to the 26 best podcasts hosted by women. There's all kinds of podcasts. It's podcasts on politics. It's podcasts on women. Some women are talked about the Bachelorette show. So all they do is talk about the show. They watch the show and they'll talk about the characters and the wardrobe and what happened and so forth. They just do a synopsis of that. There's people that talk about a political case. There's someone that was doing following one of the big political cases, and she just talks about the case. And this happened like 4 or 5 years ago. There's friends doing it, couples doing it, families doing it, young people doing it, all different types of topics. I mean, like really, literally all different types of topics from any industry you want. And it could be not just your business. Many times when you're creating community, maybe you have a hobby, maybe you have a something that you collect. It doesn't have to always be about your business. Maybe you talk about something, but then they know you as that person, and it brings you or leads you to your business. So some of you may enjoy outdoor hiking or butterflies, or collect something really unique. You can talk about those things. There's people that want to hear more about it. They want to be in the conversation with that. And yet they will know, oh, so-and-so talks about this, but her business is this. So it doesn't have to be only your business conversation. Pets, animals, children, anything, there's podcasts on it. Again, they're growing, by the thousands daily. I mean, literally, it's easy entry, and it's very, very powerful because of the fact that people get to hear you, and you're in their ear, And anytime you're in someone's ear consistently like that, they, for those of you who listen to Audible and things of that type, you really feel like you know this person after once you complete it. So it's a great, easy way to share your content. So for example, whoops, there's a couple people, well, no, let's see. For example, nope. Let me go back. There we go. Example, there's a place that called Patreon, Patreon. And we were looking, I was showing they have podcasts, they have videos, it's a membership type site where if you have something you want to generate money, revenue for, like the magazine, we're going to start doing with the magazine and things of that type, anything to do, then you can create a group. You create a page and you promote your page and people pay. And they have different tiers and it's relatively low, like $4.70. This is an example of one. He has 2 membership levels. One of them is $4.70 minus the sales tax, and one of them is $5 per month, including the sales tax. You give them different perks with the different tiers. Some people have 3 more, but 2 to 3 is the most. Some of them are as low as the $4.70. Some of them are as high as $100. But we checked the other day and he has 35,000 Patreons. He's making $158,000 a month. Lisa and I looked the other day on Tuesday, I guess it was, and now he's making $170,000 a month. So this is stuff from his podcast. He talks politics. It's a podcast. He does a podcast. He promotes his podcast and he promotes the people that enjoy his podcast to subscribe as a member. And this is what they pay. You have to think about, people are not going to think twice about $4, $5, $10, whatever the case may be, to support what you're doing, to be able to have access to what you're doing. And that the whole site is devoted to people like him that have different programs and products and videos and membership things. So that's just one example. When I say do you make $100,000 a year, you can make $100,000 a month if you chose to do any of the different things I'm going to show you today. So that's a perfect example. Another example is one of our my friends. I'm from San Diego. I'm in San Diego, and he used to live there. He currently lives in Puerto Rico. Is John De Dumas. And he also does a podcast. He started in 2012. And what he does in this podcast, he just interviews entrepreneurs. He just interviews entrepreneurs. When he started, there wasn't any, he was looking for a podcast that was 7 days a week. And most of them were 2 days, 3 days, or 4 days. So he does his 7 days a week. He used to record them all on a Monday, 8 shows. So he has an extra just in case, and he just distributes them from that point on. And then over the years, he's added different affiliates, he's added sponsorships, he added products, he's added a mastermind and membership behind it. So you add on from that point on. But this month, and that was like last year, September 2020, during the pandemic, he made $244,000 a month. And usually he makes a couple $100,000 a month on his podcast, doing a podcast, going into recording, interviewing somebody else. So it doesn't even have to be your information. It doesn't have to be your knowledge. You can interview children. You can interview sports people. You can interview people in the religious sector. You can interview financial people. You can interview moms. You can interview kids. You can do whatever it is. It doesn't even have to be all your knowledge. That's what I'm sharing with you. You can just take an idea, something that you enjoy, and interview those people. One person, one of our ladies did a while ago when crowdfunding was really, really popular. Everybody wanted to get into crowdfunding, and she wanted to be able to do a podcast in a program. She created a program on people that made millions of dollars through crowdfunding. So she didn't do it herself. She interviewed people who made millions of dollars crowdfunding, and she sold out. She created a program. It was like a couple $100. She made hundreds of thousands of dollars, not on her knowledge, not something she even did herself. She just interviewed people who did that. So again, I just want you to be thinking about different ideas. Who do I know? Who do I have access to? What's of interest to me that I enjoy talking about that I can share with other people? And that's what he did. He's just interested in entrepreneurs. I've been on a couple of his shows. He's been on our show. He's on one of our programs last year. So, you're doing it from the comfort of your home or your office. You don't even have to get dressed. So it couldn't be any easier. So the same thing applies to video. Video, you'll see a lot of videos. There's all different types of videos in TV. You've seen different shows from the Red Table, where Jada Pickett hosts. You've seen shows. We did a show that was part of our membership. It's called Take 5. So we had a women's membership, an empowered woman, and it was a member's benefit. So we said that we would rent a studio out for a whole day. It cost like $800 to rent it. Studio, lights, camera, action, editing and everything. Had a green room. Green room. And we hired makeup artists that wanted to build their portfolio. So they gave us very, very low, pricing for that. And we had the shows, and we would book like 8 to 10 shows a day. It was only 5 minutes. I had a minute intro. Each lady had a minute to speak about different topics. And then we had a minute closing. And we booked them every half hour. So it's about time to get on, to get mic'd, do the show, and then get unmiked and get off and do a change and go back and do it again. So membership look at it financially, the membership was $500 a year, $497, whatever it was. So for the ladies, it was a great value for them. It separated us from all the other different membership groups that were out there because nobody else was doing that. And so, it cost us $800 a day in and out. So all we needed was a couple to get our ROI, return on our investment, and everything else was all profits. So women loved it. It gave them a tool to be able to use on their websites, on their PR, to be able to say, hey, I was interviewed on this show. Interview style, we pull the topics from Entrepreneur Magazine. We go to Entrepreneur Magazine and we're the top topics. And so we already had that optimization. We didn't have to think of what's trending now. They already did the due diligence. We picked those topics like what's your best internet tool, or how do you raise cash in the flash? This segmenting with people that were transitioning from the corporate world into entrepreneurship. So whatever it was good. The topics were good. We had the optimization. The ladies were happy. They got something to work with. We were happy because it was a great differentiator from all the other memberships groups, but also is financially feasible for us. Most importantly, it promoted us, because every time each one of these people shared their video, the common denominator was at that time an empowered woman. So it was promoting for us. And so that's what you want to do, is position yourself or get involved with things that when they're promoting it, it was a win-win. You're going to win and they're going to win. That was just one format. Another format that we did a lot of luncheons. We have a program called Let's Talk Success, and that was the magazine that you saw, where we interview women who built $1 million businesses, and they share their stories, challenges, victories, and secrets to success. So that's what we do every second Sunday of the month. So make sure that I'm gonna give you an opportunity to opt in. So if you want to make sure that you're invited to the next one, which will be on Mother's Day next Sunday. And we're gonna have Millionaire Moms. We'll be interviewing moms who've made millions. So it's a topic that people are always interested in. Women that are 7 figures are interested in hearing what other 7-figure women are. Women who aspire to be 7 figures want to hear what they're doing. And it's a great combination. So we have luncheons where the women pay $100 for these luncheons to be in the room. We interview 4 to 6 people. We videotape it, we share it. We have great promos, great sponsors that will want to be access to these people. So we get sponsors, we get the luncheons, we get relationships with the women. It's a great opportunity. So any style you want. This was done in the hotel, SLS Hotel. We've done them in hotels. We've done them in yoga studios. We've done them last month. We did it at a lakeside home, a home in Lakeside. Next Sunday, we're going to do it in New York. So you can do them anywhere and pull people together. So you don't have to be stagnant. You don't have to be in a studio. You can be anywhere. You can do, things now have opened so much. There's so much just content. But the main thing is just being able to know, again, what your goal is. What's your end result? What are you trying to get more of? My goal is always trying to get more women professionals and entrepreneurs. That's it. That's my market. That's my niche. That's my avatar. And that's what I want more of. So all that I do, I think with that in mind, would this be appealing to them? Would this content they would find relevant? Was content they would find interesting? So, that's if you start there, it makes it really, really easy to stay on target. This is just an example of people that are making money. Ryan is that little, is the 8-year-old kid, I think 8-year-old, 12-year-old kid that's making now $26 million. Some of these shows are from makeup. Some of these shows are just from, he just reviews children's toys. He talks about, he started off doing that, just taking a toy and say, oh, this toy is good and it breaks easy, or it takes, this and this and this. That's it. Nothing he created himself. He does that. So now his mother's involved, his brother's involved, his father's involved. They kind of sometimes have had an educational twist to some of the episodes. But you're talking about a kid that's making that kind of money. Now, it's not, how is he making that money? I'm going to share with you later about the sponsorships and about the products and other things that you can do. So you create a platform, again, that's of interest to his market. Some of these are people that, again, are fashion. Some are gaming. Some are makeup. There's a young lady that's one of the first that made millions of dollars. Oh, let me think her name. Michelle Phan, she started off as a college student, just putting her makeup on in the bathroom, and she decided to record it. And people will start following her. She had such a harsh following. She was the first woman to make $1 million on YouTube. So then they started sponsoring her. She got big sponsors. And then L'Oreal tried to do the same thing. They said, well, that's a great thing. Let's just have someone go into their bathrooms and use our makeup. People see how our makeup is used. They weren't able to pull the traction that Michelle already had. So they negotiated a deal with Michelle and paid her millions of dollars to use their line of makeup. They wanted that younger market. They wanted to release new products. So becoming an influencer, so to speak, or becoming someone who's doing something and have a captured market, they wanted her market, and she had captured that market, and they paid her royally to do it. She retired, started her own makeup for a while. She retired. Now I think she's back. So one of the best ways and the fastest ways of being able to build your podcast or your videos or your articles is a joint venture. Joint venture with other companies, other people, other industries. You don't have to do it alone. A joint venture is a business entity created by 2 or more parties, generally categorized by shared ownership, shared returns, risk, and shared governance. That's according to Wikipedia. But for example, you see so much of it now, these products. Yesterday we had a program where Tiffany Haddish has a fundraiser, a foundation, and she's partnering with Oprah Winfrey to do a joint venture together. She partnered with a luggage company to provide 100 suitcases for children that are foster care. You'll see different companies. You'll see even Anthony Robbins, one of the biggest, largest, people as far as this personal self-development industry ever, how on his stage now, he's partnering with so many people. So many people are on his stage. He shares the stage with so many people. Why do people do that? Because it multiplies your audience. So you would think he doesn't need any more people to multiply his audience. He has such a strong audience, but everybody that brings on has some following, and it just increases your profits. It allows you to leverage your database, your expertise, and your resources. And additional revenue and accountability, and it's a lot more fun. So accountability is huge. A lot of us are independent contractors. Staying focused, staying accountable can sometimes be challenging. But when you're doing something with a group of people or another person, then you show up. I mean, just like if you were to go to the gym or go to the gym with your friend, you may not go to the gym that day, but if you're supposed to meet your friend there and you'd be, you'd be MIA, you actually would go. Same as you have a coach. So it's accountability is huge. Additional revenue. So let me just use a perfect example because some of you are from real estate. You're a realtor. You decide for 12 months you're going to do a article, podcast, and a video and a live event when things open up. So month 1, you're going to talk to your favorite lender. The lender is a big lender, so they have a database. You invite them, you're going to do an article together. So you share the article. She shares the article to her. Let's say she only has 1,000 people in her database. Very few people have only 1,000 people. Let's just work with a simple number, 1,000 people. And so she shares it with her 1,000 people. Now the 1,000 people have seen your article that you did, that she shared, and you are the expert. Next week, you decide to do a podcast on the same article. You're going to now do it audio. So she shares it again to her 1,000 people, and you have it, and you share it with your people. Now say next week, now from that same content you did, you're going to do the podcast, the article in the podcast, or you're going to do a video on. And you maybe already did the video because if you did it on Zoom, you have the video, but you're only releasing the audio. Now you have the video that you're going to release. She shares it again with her 1,000 people, and then you share it with yours. So maybe the 4th week, you decide you're going to have a little get together. You're going to have a meet and greet where she's going to be there for those who want to come and listen, ask questions, and interact. She's going to be there. So she's sharing it again. So she has 1,000 people. Next month, you talk to your title company. Next month, you go to your termite person. Next month, you go to your home inspection person. Say you do that 12 months. Say each of those people only had 1,000 people in their database, only 1,000 people. That's 12,000 more people now you have in your database that they either opted in or have seen, heard, know, like, and trust you at no cost to you. So just think about that. You can apply it to anybody in any area that you're working in, being able to collaborate and joint venture and to be able to, some people have the expertise, some people have the the location, maybe they have the resources, maybe they have the knowledge, whatever it is. And if you're selling something, that's that many more sales that you have. So that's one of the most powerful tools I find is being able to joint venture. Think of ways that you can do locations at a bank, brings traffic to them. It's good for you, brings credibility for you. People have, I'm going to New York. The young lady has a line of clothing and shoes with her and her husband. And then they also have commercial real estate. They're going to host events. So now I'm going to promote her and her business. She's providing me the location and I'm providing the people. So it's a win-win. So think about all that you do, how you can start partnering, getting partnering with people. Then the sponsorship. So now that you have more people, you have more distribution, you have more of a list. Because we even have when you flip through the magazine, and I'll be glad to send everyone a copy of the magazine. Again, I'll show you how you can opt in, and then I'll send you a copy of the magazines. It's really cool. A board of influencers. We have on our list that we have access to reach over 1 million people, thanks to our board of influencers. So the board of influencers are other women's groups and organizations who have our target market that have agreed to affiliate or partner with us in different projects. So that increased our list and it's valid. And on certain events, then we share it. So sponsors is just the same thing. Sponsors want to be in front of their target market. If you have a very specific target market, if you're consistent with that, then you'll be able to easily get sponsors. So sponsor is something that's the act of supporting an event, an activity, a person or organization, financially or through the provisions of products or services. So there's 3 types of sponsorships. You'll get a financial sponsor that will give you funds to be able to do what you want to do. Sometimes they'll pay for the costs and expenses, or sometimes they'll just give you the money directly. Then you also can have a media sponsor who will do promotions for you. They actually promote your events, either a magazine or a newspaper or a TV or another blog or a podcast or someone else. They're your media sponsor. And then you'll have your sponsorship in kind, which means they can't give you any money, they can't give you publicity, they can give you products. So say, for example, they'll give you the location, or they'll give you the flowers for your centerpieces, or they'll give you the magazines to distribute, or they'll just give you certain things. So there'll be certain things that sponsor will give you. And then so that's those different types of sponsors. So it's a great way for them to be able to support, but also to fund your dreams. So instead of you having to have all that yourself, then immediately, say, I have this audience, like I'm going to New York, I have this audience, we need some catering for the food. So I'll reach out to different restaurants and I'll say, will you sponsor our lunch? Will you sponsor our happy hour? And even if it's just part of it, but a lot of times they can do those things, they get at such low cost, it's advertising to them. As long as you're able to say, I can provide this, 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 and this. And in our Power 7 programs, we actually show you how to create sponsor packages through your podcast, through your videos, through your written word, through that being able to give them that visibility that makes sense for them financially. And it doesn't have to be a lot of money. It doesn't have to be, a lot for them or for you. Say, for example, sponsorships, usually we see them in far as like banks and large companies in the thousands of dollars, but it doesn't have to be. It could be a $500 sponsor. Maybe your event is only costing $5,000, or maybe it could be $1,000 sponsor. How that makes sense for them. Say, for example, like this boilerplate was on our sponsorship, and they have a program, and it's like $49 a month. So I guess that's about $600 a year. So if what I say is, would you sponsor us for $1,000, and all you need is 2 clients to get your return on your investment. And if you get 4 clients, you've doubled your investment. If you get 6 clients, so you do the math for them and they say, oh yeah, that makes sense. If you're an attorney, you charge $5,000 retaining fee, you sponsor this event, all you need is 1 person, or 2 people or 3 people, you've gotten 1, 2, 3 times your dollars. So knowing how to package what you're doing to make it appealing to them, and knowing how to show them the numbers and being able, these are things you're doing anyway. We're doing the magazine anyway. We're doing the events anyway. So now just have someone partner with you or come on board with you to finance that. It's building their brand image and awareness. It's increasing their sales. It bulks up your customer base, covers costs, builds industry cred, and it funds your dreams. For you, it looks good. For you, it says, oh gosh, he has a relationship with those companies. That gives you automatically a little level of credibility, that more than what you've had. So, and then one sponsor breeds another sponsor. When one bank does it, oh, what are they doing? Well, I can do this. What are they doing? I can do that. So it could be someone, your dentist, it could be your insurance agent, it can be your hair person. I mean, think about, I always say, go to your credit card statement and go to your checkbook and see who you're writing checks with. That's a person you should ask to sponsor you. So affiliate marketing. I love, love, love affiliate marketing because it's one of the most passive ways of generating revenue. What you do is just market somebody else's product. So even if you're in flux, if you're not really sure what you want to do, if you're in transition, if you are just trying to decide what to do, how to do it, market somebody else's product, program, and service, and get paid from that way. You can make millions of dollars doing that. I mean, literally millions of dollars doing that without you having to own, create, or sell anything yourself. You're just promoting it. So for example, your email signature, when you send out an email, you put an email signature, hey, check out this site or check out this fashion, or I'm wearing this week, or I'm sponsoring this week, or whatever the case may be. That's something that goes out every day. People see it, they'll click on it, and it takes them to that person's website. If they enroll in their product, program, or services, you're paid, you're compensated. Some of them are by percentage, some of them are a flat fee, but some of the flat fees are $1,000, $2,000. Some of them, even if you promote like Anthony Robbins, I think it's $850 for each person that you enroll. So it's not, some of them are small, but you have choices, websites, Commission Junction. There's, if you were to Google websites for affiliates, there's one in every industry. If you're in the religious industry, if you're in the health and wellness, if you're in legal, if you're in accounting, they've got websites for affiliate websites for all of that. And you select the one that you want. The ones that you want, you simply sign up, and there's no cost for it. You shouldn't pay. Some of them will charge, but you don't need to pay. And then you promote them. And then when you promote them, if someone buys them, then you get compensated. You're either paid weekly, monthly, they'll deposit into your bank account. We've made up to $13,000, $20,000 a day just on affiliates. Not anything that we had to create. We didn't have to do the artwork. We didn't have to do anything. They have everything for you. You can put it in your newsletters. You can put it on your website. You can put it on your blogs, your podcasts, your videos, your social media. Some people just work that social media, and they share all different types of things and pictures and fashions. And I did it a couple of weeks ago. I had this outfit that I got that was really cute, and I just shared it, and people, responded to it, and I made some money from it. And I wasn't even trying. I was just happened to share something that I thought was really a great deal. So it could be any passion, anything you want, we create your affiliates. And our magazine has our affiliates in there. The first page we have is affiliate, and the last page we have is affiliate. So if someone decides to move on it or do something, you do. And it's very passive. So you don't have to, all you do is promote and incorporate what you're doing. And then events, the live events. It could be live events or virtual events. Many ways you can make. I'm taking a peep at the clock, so I want to be able to go through this, and I'll go a little faster to make sure I am being considerate of your time. Ticket sales, joint ventures, marketing tables, flat fees, sponsors, affiliates, and product sales. All these are different things that you can actually be able to do through having an event. It could be a virtual event like this event, webinars, seminars, summits, masterminds, things of that type. Or it could be a live event where you have all those different things. This is an event. It doesn't even have to be your event. It could be somebody else's event. So this is an event that we go to every year, and I give an event within that event. So the first night that people come in, I say, I want to do an opening, a welcoming party. And on that welcoming party, then I do that, which allows me to meet everybody. We have a champagne and food and so forth, but it immediately gives us an opportunity to be able to market what we're doing, introduce ourselves, and to be a win-win. So we don't even have to get the people, invite the people. We simply, when they attend, we let the organizer know that we've given everyone an invitation to attend our meet and greet, and everyone comes. They're tired, they want to meet people, they're anxious to socialize. So it doesn't have to be your separate event. Learn how to utilize opportunities within an opportunity. The webinars, summits, live streaming, Really easy. I mean, all of you are now on your phone or your computer. You can do it from anywhere, from the comfort of your home or office, and you can build a platform like Renee has done as an expert and create a worldwide audience and products and multiple streams of income. So again, Renee has people from all over the United States tonight, and you ladies are in your cars, in your home. I'm in a retreat area, so you can be anywhere to be able to start positioning yourself as an expert. Which way did I go? So now products, programs, and services, taking those things that you created, taking your podcast, that can be a product, taking your videos, that can be a product, taking your articles, that can be a product. You can put all those three together. And now you have a series of those 12 most commonly asked questions that you started with. You've got an written word, audio, and video. You can take that now, create a mastermind or a membership organization behind that. So taking the things, producing something on what you're already doing, taking that and working with it. One of the things, sorry, what happened here? I'm going the wrong direction. All right, so, no. Okay, I am going to see if I can back. Oh, no. Okay, nope. I hit something wrong. There we go. Ideas, ladies, are you thinking? I'm gonna back this up. Oh no, let me back it up. Are you thinking about what the things that you can do? And because I'm gonna show you the numbers in a minute. So you can create products and programs and services. It can be audio, video, written, manufactured, private label, memberships, masterminds, or a combination of any one of those. So masterminds and membership organizations, those are great fun. They're very popular, very easy. It was very popular during the pandemic, and it will continue to be, because now all of a sudden you can reach to everybody all over. And what a mastermind group is, a peer-to-peer mentoring group to help members solve their problems with input and advice from the other group members. And it was coined in 1925 by author Napoleon Hill. So it's been around a really, really, really long time. And there's been so many different variations of it. We've had dinner masterminds, mastermind dinners where we meet once a month and have the Let's Talk Success members come in and speak. We've had mastermind breakfasts where we have different experts come in. We have one with just a group of people that are trying to accomplish a certain goal. We have one now called the Master Class Mastermind, where we follow the Master Class program, and we mastermind every week, actually, for a few minutes in the morning, and then longer once a month. So there's ways to do it, but you can make, it's a great way to get a community, build a community. It's a continuity in your mission and your program, great camaraderie, accountability, exposure, friendships. We do group discounts. We go to cruises, we have pajama parties, we go to plays, things of that type. So you're able to go as a group. And what it really becomes, some of them are really huge where they have hundreds of people, but I prefer the smaller ones. It becomes your best friends. I mean, that was a highlight of my month, was my mastermind, because we knew you could be totally transparent. They were there to support you. And you had just a strong friendship. And that anyone that you've known that has been really, really successful, if you ask them, they've been part of a mastermind group. So social media. I use social media to take all those things we talked about and share it with social media. Obviously, our time doesn't allow us for me to dive into each and every aspect of it, but the things I would warn you to do is research your competition. Some people are on everything. You don't need to be on everything. Your audience is not on everything. So find out where they are. So find out, if you research your competition, that will give you an idea where they're at, where the people are at. Choose your platforms. Again, it's better to be on one or two platforms, really playing full out, than to be on a lot of platforms and be a little here, a little there, a little there. If someone goes there, they don't see much. They think that you're not really involved. So, pick one or two or three. My preference is LinkedIn because it's a business. And when I'm on social media, I'm on it for more business than I'm personal. So it's a great platform to work with. So decide which one, and decide your management. How are you going to manage it? Are you going to use, one of those different Buffer or Hootsuite? How are you going to keep it flowing? And what kind of content are you going to do? Are you going to do videos? Are you going to do podcasts? If you do all those different things, you'll be able to have a lot to work with. You can do articles one day, you can have videos another time, you can have podcasts, you can have things that are just real, on target. So be able to decide what you're going to do. You can have motivational Mondays, you can have wicked Wednesdays, you can have funny Fridays. It's kind of think of something you're going to do, create a schedule, and then set a budget if you're going to invest in it. Set a budget, what you're going to do, and see what works and test it. Now, it's really important to test and see what works and who's responding to what, and then how you can optimize it. But I know the biggest thing is engaging. I mean, you have a lot of social media. It's very time consuming, but you need to engage and network with people on it so you can really be able to analyze your return on your engagement. And so that's the part, either have someone do it or really slot some time to do it yourself so you can really be able to work it. It's a great tool, but it's going to be very, very, very time consuming. I'm sure everyone can attest to that. So, but maximize your photos, your videos, think about the groups, is there valuable for you to be involved in the group and what the value of that is, what kind of group it would be, share events, share articles, and offer services and monetize your time and efforts. And there's so many ways that you can use to make connections and direct them to the point of purchase. There's a service called Clarity, CLARITY.FM. You sign up for that. You put what your podcast or your videos, or whatever it is, and when people want to spend time with you, they simply book you through Clarity. You put a link on your social media and they book it and they pay you, even if it's $1 a minute. Usually it's 15-minute increments. So some people have $1 a minute, some people have $200 a minute. That people are clicking to pay for them. I'm sure everyone comes to you for free advice. It's a great way to be able to give advice, but offer people the opportunity to get more up close and personal, and then be able to, they pay you for it. So there's so many different tools you can use. So when I mentioned to you about the numbers, how easy this is, once you decide what to do, narrow into your avatar, is that you can make hundreds of thousands of dollars. And our program, Power 7, is designed to make a minimum of $100,000. And how that works is that if you, sometimes my mouse works and sometimes it doesn't. Okay, so $100,000. It's if you do the breakdown, it's $8,333 a month. I'm using this 12 months a year. I'm not going by the weeks. So it's about $1,923 a week, $274 a day, $34 an hour. So $100,000 sometimes sounds like a lot of money, but $34 an hour, you pay experts that easily. So that's all you really need to make to be able to achieve that goal. So if you decided, okay, off this information I've shared today, I'm going to do a few combination things. If you did 2 events, it could be virtual or live events, and you had made $4,000 each one, then it's $8,000 a month. There's your month. Or if you did sponsors, if you had an event and you got 2 sponsors, or you did a magazine and had 2 sponsors, or you had 4 of them at $2,000, there's $8,000. If you decided to do coaching or seminars and did 8 of them, had 8 clients at $1,000 a month, or $8,000, 8 clients at 1,000 would be equivalent to your 8,000. Or if you did a virtual class, and you had 16 people in that class, and you had, doesn't have to be your expertise, you share somebody else's expertise, and they paid $500, there's your $8,000 a month. That's one class. Could be one 60-minute, one 90-minute class. Have 16 people at $500, there's $8,000. Or give a product or program, mastermind, membership, 40 people paying $200 a month, it's $8,000. So if you decide what you want to do out of the different things I've showed you, and how you want to be able to create it and build that community that will support you in any one of these mediums, and you can obviously use whatever combination you want, whatever price point you want, then that's how I say that you can easily earn an additional $100,000 a year. Or if you have something that you sold for $1,000 and you had sold 1,000 of them, there's your $1 million. So it's just really knowing. People know, and I know you ladies know, a couple of you are in the marketing industry, how to do podcasts. I'm sure you know how to do videos, how to do articles, how to do all those different things. But my question to you always is, are you monetizing it? Okay, that's great, but are you monetizing it? I've had some people that have very large companies and are making lots of, have invested lots of something that's going crazy of money, and yet they're not monetizing their expertise. So I want you to think about what you're doing and is it being monetized? So the Power 7 is a program where we teach you how to monetize all these different areas that I went through. Become a published author, podcasts, videos, joint ventures, sponsors, affiliates, events, create a product, program, or service, share it with your social media, and then be a part of a weekly mastermind and be able to present on a coffee and conversation. We do the training, we do the support because you are part of a weekly mastermind forever. People are there, they come back years later. And then we also, once you have mastered your craft, you present on our coffee and conversation. It was a great opportunity for you to participate in what we're doing. So I asked you, like, what is your bright idea? What are you thinking of? What do you want to do? What do you think is, anything is possible, but what are you going to be able to what are you working with? And then I'm going to share, I'm going to share, okay, so this scan. So all you have to do is take your iPhones, and if you take your iPhones and to your camera, and you put it in front of that QR bar. I hope that's clear. Is that? Oh, there you go. Then you'll get, if you do it on your camera, then you'll get a little thing that says open ArcoD in Safari. If you push that, actually push it, then we actually have a video of some of the people that have taken the Power 7 program, and it has where you can put your first name, last name, email address, and I will be gladly send you a copy of the magazine, and it has more information about the programs. You can join our mailing list and just get to know what we're up to. And that's all, folks. So I'm gonna leave that up there for a while. So if anyone gets your cameras, and I would just love to hear from you. If nothing else, get the magazine. There's no cost or anything for that, so you can see what we're doing, and maybe you'll be able to get some ideas on model after that. Let us invite you to our second Sunday, which is Mother's Day. If you can't make it, share, and other things that we have thereafter. So, woof. I'm trying to get through as fast as I could, Renee. How are you doing? How's everyone doing?
Awesome. Wonderful, wonderful material. I've been taking a ton of notes here. I'm sure everybody has too.
Really? Well, if anyone wants a copy of the PowerPoint, then just go and give me your information, because I'll pull from that list. Just use the scan bar and I'll send you the PowerPoint. But more importantly, participate in one of our events, and I'll gladly share more information with you. I mean, obviously you can only cover so much in this time, but there's so much more, and I enjoy talking about it.
Absolutely. And just as a reminder to everyone, we are going to be sending this out, the recording, to everyone. So if there was some things that, I know there was a couple of questions about some things, and there were a few people that had to leave, but they will get this and be able to pick up all the important content and the data that was here. So, and this scanning, even with the recording, they'll be able to get the scanning, right? All right. So open it up. Does anybody have any questions before we terminate our session here?
Hey, so anyone has an idea, I'm glad to flush an idea through with you. I mean, is anyone doing any of these things right now as we speak? Has anyone tried something and maybe haven't had some success or stuck with something? I mean, this is your opportunity. I'm right here available for you.
Hi, Desiree. This is Rhonda Jackson. You and I met at Enterprising Women a few years back. So
wow, thank you, thank you. So Enterprising Woman was the event that I had a picture of there. That I used to recognize that. Yes,
yes.
I got sponsors for that event. How does that happen? It's their event, and I had sponsors up to $10,000, $20,000, pay for my room, pay for my travel, and pay for the opportunity to be able to do a hosting there. So that's how you can make money on somebody else's event.
Right. Blessings on blessings. Well, through the course of COVID, so I'm an interior designer and a paint contractor by trade. But through COVID, I started a YouTube podcast called The Road to Recovery. And it's interviews with experts on, building your business, sustaining your business, and that whole survival mode that most of us have been over the course of the year. So to take a otherwise unsponsored, non-monetized, when you have content like that, and what are the steps to now tell people that A, you're going to charge, or B, that you are looking for sponsors?
How many episodes do you have so far?
80.
Oh, fantastic. Okay, so there's a lot of different ways you can do that. You can go back through the archives and try and create packages. It could be packages of 10 or 12 or whatever, if you have different theories or different whatever, just packages, even if it's just 3 months worth, and sell go to sponsors and saying, okay, this is great information. I have some data on the listenership and how it's visible. And now I want to promote it even more so. And I want to add you to it. So you can still add them on. This has been brought to you by, you don't even have to go back into the recordings. You can do it either, or you can just add it even on the front or the back end of the recordings. Or you can do it on the marketing part of it, whatever it is, that person, like you said to me, what your market was, and I knew that was my market, then I would say, okay, my membership is $500 a year. If you say you're going to charge me $1,000, all I need is 2 people to say yes after listening to that or want to opt in, and I can upsell them from that point on. It'd be worth it to me. So package them, get your listenership, get some demographics so you're really clear on who has listened, who you're marketing it to. We can do the whole series if you want. You can also get to Patreon, go to Patreon and start loading it there and start promoting them there. But what the most important thing for you to do is the people that you had on those shows, whether it's, did you interview people at all? You interviewed people, right?
Correct, yes.
Get them to partner with you in distributing it. So that is the biggest thing. So it's not just your database. It's not just your social media, that it's not only yours. And so if you even took so many of them and said, okay, I know with this person, we've got a collectively or reach of over 500,000, over 1 million, whatever that matters, then you're able to say honestly that you have that reach and people wanted that reach. So when we did our board of influencers, we asked them how many people they had and they submitted in writing, so to speak, how many had their email list, not social media, but on their email list. Because social media is, flux, it's here today, it could be gone tomorrow, but your email list is a little stronger. And when we calculated it, actually it was over 3 million, but we brought it down to a more realistic stage and said we have over 1 million, a reach. So not saying that I'm saying I have the reach, ability to reach thanks to my board of influencers. So contact your people, take that time, say, hey, I'm going to, your interview was so fantastic and relevant. I'd like to replay it, what do you call it? Throwback. Maybe if you did a throwback Thursday or a throwback, whatever it is, whatever you want, and be able to play it. So I want you to be on board with me. So I'm going to send you the information. I'm going to send you the link, send them the copy, make it easy for them to copy and paste. Nobody has extra time, but if they copy and paste it, they can distribute it again to their list and then to their social media. And so you get those numbers and you get that, and you say to a potential sponsor, okay, this is what I have. So it could be, there's a lot of sponsors. Again, we used one of our biggest sponsor was Girl That Did Hair. I mean, they charge $1,200 to $3,000, right, to do braids or to do extensions. And she did extensions. She was in the Valley, and for her, so to pay $1,000, it was great because she got to get a little promo with her. I did an interview with her. At that time, it was just a podcast interview with her. I went, what she was doing. So she was in front of that. I had her get information on all the different, the signage, the page, wherever you are archiving your podcast, put their banners on that page and so forth. And she just kept doing it because, again, all it took was one client. She did a monthly $1,000 a month. It's great to get them on something that's a continual basis, like a monthly, especially as a reoccurring payment, as opposed to having to chase them every month. So I usually go, if it's a minimum of $1,000 a month, I say it's $10,000 if you pay for the year in full. That way you get 2 months free. Again, for an attorney, for an accountant, for a lot of people now are just dying for businesses. It's great for them because all they need is 1 or 2 and they get the ROI. So I usually do the numbers, and it's not all about what you have. Again, it's about what your people have. Calculate that, and it's about all the different places you're going to distribute it. If you're going to share it on Spotify, or what are the different platforms you're using now for your podcast?
So it's just on YouTube, and I share it through like LinkedIn and, the social media platforms. I even have a Pinterest boards with the episodes, which have, driven some of the traffic and everything. I know that with the files that I have, I guess I can convert them into audio podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't done that yet.
Well, you can usually, I think you can strip the audio. Did you record them originally on YouTube or Zoom? What did you record?
No, on Zoom. So I have the audio files. Yes.
Right. So you have the audio file. So YouTube, iTunes and places like that are relatively free. So it's going to be some labor intensive getting them up there. Check out Buzzsprout, BUZZSPROUT.com. That would be a solution as far as your distribution. And it's only like, it's very reasonable, $12, $20, whatever it is a month. But get that organized, get your people organized, find out what their distribution is like, and then just get some sponsors that can do reoccurring. So you don't have to go back to them and say, you know, this is reoccurring, you're guaranteed for the year, and we're going to do a bonus interview with you. We're going to do a bonus like with Boilerplate. I did a interview with them every month. So what's 10 minutes? So for what? I mean, it's okay. So 10 minutes every month we did his program and we directed it to a different market. He does a trial thing. So I said, this month we're going to do 2 entrepreneurs. Next month we're going to do 2 financial advisors. Next month we're going to do insurance people. So every month I spent 10 minutes, but that was re-engaging. It was fresh new information. He used it, his social media, he used it on his site, and he promoted it, and he was able to pay and gave him value every month. So, you know, something like that's so simple. And just create a package. I mean, so I gladly, if you want to contact me, I'll gladly tell you more. I do have the 2-day events, ladies, that and Lisa was one of our graduates from that, and where you walk away with it done. It's a get it done program. You walk away again with all the things that can help it done, and walk with a blueprint on how you're going to make $100,000. So I take every person individually and I write down what your numbers need to be. Like I use that example, I write down what your numbers need to be, what you're doing, what you want to do, and what has to happen for you to make $100,000. And every week we meet on Tuesdays at 10 to talk about it, to make it go forward, to motivate you, to remind you, to just give you another platform to mastermind with, but also to promote.
No, thank you. And when is when are the 2 days?
We have them every month. So why don't you contact us and I can give you contact me and I will gladly give you the schedule because they change every month, quite honestly.
Oh, I see. Okay, thank you very much. Beautiful event. Thank you. Thank you, Renee, too.
All right. Thank you all. This was such an amazing event. And Desiree, thank you for sharing everything, all the wonderful experience you've had since you were 12. Wow.
I've gone through
so we know that you are on
I'm sharing from experience. I can tell you exactly what works and what does not work. I tried it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So everyone, thank you for your time today. As I mentioned, we have our webinars each month. So any of you want to look cute during this pandemic and know how to wear a face mask and still look cute, definitely be on our May webinar where you will learn that from a great stylist who I've worked with for a number of years as well. So again, we'll be sending out the recording. So I know we got a couple of messages here saying that they didn't have their phone and so they couldn't scan the code, but you will be able to do it when we send out the link for you to view, take more notes, and take pictures.
You'll also send out my contact information. Yes. connect@homework.com. Okay.
Yeah.
That'll
be all in there. So we will do. All right, everyone. Thank you. Take care. Stay and be blessed.